Welcome everybody to another episode of Books and Betches. Not to be confused with Books and...
Okay.
That one's fine. I'm Kristen, and with me I have...
Verica.
Okay.
Maria.
That's Erica and Maria. This is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil. We talk about sex, and we suck at all of this. This week we are doing a book, and the book that we are covering
I forgot the author's name.
is Assistant to the Villain by...
I don't have my...
None of you know? Does anyone know? Oh, she got it.
Oh, what's up? Hannah Nicole something, right?
Hannah
Nicole
Maehrer.
Maehrer. If you were here for our What's a Spoiler episode, you would know that we have some friends with us on Discord. Well, not Discord, on Zoom. They are part of our Discord pals, and they have been watching it live.
We have a
live audience, so if we fuck things up with this book, there's no excuses. You cannot come for us. You can come for everybody in our Discord.
We have our fact checkers right next to us, and they're going to chat right in the thing.
So if y'all fuck this up, that's on you.
Don't put that pressure on them.
Maybe we should always have a live audience.
Actually, we need like constant fact checkers. That's not a bad idea. This
actually going to do free labor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Amazing.
Okay.
We will not make you do that.
Assistant to the Villain. Where, why, how, when?
Oh, I think this is my fault.
It is your fault.
It is my fault.
Kate's book.
Because Kate loved it.
Yes.
So for those who do not know, Kate...
Robin loved it too.
Well, I think I heard it from Kate first, and then I saw that Robin.
Heard it from Robin.
Well, what do you frickin' do?
It's always about Erica.
It's always about Erica. Anyway,
actually, I got the arc of it.
Okay.
Which you didn't know about till after we told that we were going to do the book. So...
No, I knew I had it.
But you didn't know we were going to cover it.
No.
Right.
So Kate liked this book.
So Kate, my best friend, she loves this book. She gave it 5 stars, and she's been talking to me about it for a couple months now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the title alone screams me because I love villains.
Yeah, but you're not an assistant, baby. You're a
No,
boss.
I become the villain, but
you're a boss bitch.
Anyway, so I heard through her, and she had mentioned that she thought it would be a good middle ground between what Erica loves and what you love, and that it would have been a good, thing for all 3 of us to like.
I appreciate that. I will say, before listening to this episode, if you're like, I read Assistant to the Villain, I'm ready to listen to you talk about it, go listen to our spoiler episode, because there's a lot of context in that episode that I don't want to like bring all the way back to this episode.
Still do it.
I mean, we
had a very animated discussion about what is a spoiler and if I spoiled the book for them.
Which you did. I think we came to that conclusion that you did.
There was
spoil.
some things that could be determined as a spoiler, and then there were other things that I think were not, but were considered in the moment.
She told us that the twist
Here we go.
was going to be surprising, and I didn't think it would be. So it ruined my experience. It didn't ruin
I was
it.
surprised.
I said ruin, but it changed my experience of reading the book.
It didn't ruin it.
It didn't ruin it.
It apparently made it better.
Unfortunately, I got more invested in the book when I actually wanted to know who the traitor, the spy was. So let's do a 60-second.
Ooh.
Yeah. I forgot that we do this.
Yeah, we're going on topics today. So.
We've done 3 topics, and now we're diving into books. Yeah, no, you have to do Red Rising.
I have to do Red Rising?
Yeah, you have to do the more intricate. We'll leave...
Red Rising is not that intricate.
Anything that's not like super important.
It's way more than I won't butcher that more. I won't even get past the fucking...
Butcher Red Rising more than butcher this.
I need her to do Assistant to the Villain. We need you to do Red Rising. I'm sorry.
You're doing the movie.
Well, that's easy. That's the easiest one.
I'm down with that.
All right. You need the timer.
Where's my phone? Okay.
I don't know.
If you're new to this podcast, we do this thing.
I gotta do Red Rising.
If you're new to this podcast, we do this thing where we attempt to explain an entire plot summary of a book in 60 seconds or less. This week, Erica's going to do Assistant to the Villain. Here we go. Are you ready? It doesn't matter if you are or you aren't.
I don't remember what her name is.
Oh, that sucks. Here in 3, don't fucking help her. What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry. I'm a kind
3,
person.
2, 1, go.
Evie Sage. I don't remember the actual details of how that happened, but she got in league with the guy that's considered the villain of like the countryside, I guess. And I think Is that not
Go.
It's a fantasy world in a way. Feels like Middle Earth kind of. But anyway, she goes to work for the villain. She's the assistant to the villain, and she helps his castle run better. And he does all these like evil things, but like
30 seconds
kind of keeps him in check. And he is basically trying to like fuck over the king, and because the king fucked him over at one point. And there is somebody in his midst that is like spoiling all of his plans to spoil the king's plans. Like it's like whatever. Yeah. And he assumes that there's a spy among the ranks. So like most of the book is them trying to figure out who the spy is.
4,
and
3,
at the end they find out that
2,
the book
1.
Her journal is like magically altered by her father, and he is actually the spy.
You did so good.
That wasn't bad.
You did so good. I'm so proud of you. The countryside villain. I know that's the one.
That could be the alternative.
Okay. It's like the
alternative title.
It's a cozy fantasy.
Okay. Well, okay. Where do we start?
Happy she did a good job.
Okay. She did fine.
So 2 things about this book. I got it as an ARC. I looked at it. It's from the same press as Fourth Wing.
Okay.
Are they all the fucking? Do you just have arcs
just
for the
on
same?
the list for it.
I'm on the list. Anyways, I get the book and I look at it and I go, I wonder if this book is going to be like Fourth Wing, where like I'm going to put it on the shelf and then 6 months later it's going to be like the biggest book on the face of the earth.
Sure.
Didn't adjust my like whether or not I read it, but I did think about it.
Okay.
And then I noticed slowly people started like talking about Assistant to the Villain. They started talking about like how it was really good. I saw Robin post about it. And then I was like, okay, like I started putting it higher in my ranks of like reading. And then when Maria brought up that we should read it, I was like, fuck yeah, because that's been in the
vicinity,
in the works for a while.
Nice,
so I was down to read it. 2, did not realize it was fantasy. I should have. Villain seems like a very fantasy word.
Yeah.
But when I opened it up and cracked the baby open, I really was surprised that it was fantasy. And I also didn't know that it was like a cozy fantasy. Or what I would consider a cozy
to me. Yeah.
Really?
It gave me
It's
Kimberly.
comedy.
It gave me Kimberly Lemming vibes.
Oh no. Oh yes, like
The time I got drunk
and saved the demon.
Yeah.
When I think of cozy, I think of like
Legends and lattes.
low stakes legends and lattes.
It's pretty. I mean,
It still feels low stakes.
It still feels low stakes.
That's true. You're right.
Like he's not out trying to murder the king. He's just like trying to thwart all of his plans.
No, you're right. You're
It
absolutely
feels
right.
like a little silly.
I mean, he says he's gonna murder him, but
Yeah.
It feels silly in a way.
So you said 2 things you want to say about this. I have one important thing I want to say about this. The audiobook for this was not
not the way to
for
go.
me.
I didn't think it was that bad.
You didn't think it was bad? That's wild.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like the worst audio book I've
I don't think
read.
it's the worst.
I haven't listened to that many, but I couldn't.
I will say though,
certain inflections.
hearing laughing in 2 times speed is fucking hysterical.
That was Red. That was Red Rising.
That was that's
No,
Red Rising.
I'm just saying like in general.
in general.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I remember there being a laugh in this and it was like
Oh my God, Red Rising. We'll get into that. But
Anyway.
the audiobook I struggled with when I put it on 2 times speed because I had it on like
Wait, hold
1.5. That wasn't enough. Yes.
what did you think it was if not a fantasy?
No, I didn't think it was a cozy.
No,
yeah. What did you think it was?
I guess I thought it was a contemporary romance, like a billionaire, like angry dude. I don't know.
The cover screams fantasy.
Like screams fantasy.
Smooth brain. Hold on, I have a couple more.
Okay.
I'm a mood reader. How do y'all rank which book to read next?
That's a really good question. I just do whatever they tell me to do. Yeah.
For me, when it comes for books outside of the podcast, it's whatever like grabs my attention at that moment. And if I don't mind getting into it, usually an audiobook is an easier thing for me to mood read than it is physically. I think physically I have to like really like sit down and read it. Audiobook I can put it while I'm cooking, while I'm driving. I'm easier to get into it. But
but it
also
sucks
genre
when it's
matters a lot too. If it's like a high fantasy or like
Yeah.
a sci-fi with a lot of words, and
It just sucks when
If
the
I'm-
audiobook sucks.
If I'm stressed out, I cannot do a high stakes fantasy.
yeah,
Like I just
I need something
or
like
even like a new world fantasy kind of is like
it's too much information to
it's a
retain.
lot of-
See, every time I want to read a book outside of the podcast, I'm like, take me as far out of reality as I possibly can. That's why I don't like contemporary romance or any of those. I'm just like, put me either in space or on a different planet.
but then I have to remember a lot of things.
I want to go through a door in a forest. That's
I like short
What I care
books
about.
when I like don't know what to read, I always go for a short book.
Yeah.
Short books are good.
Hold on. A lot of people are like, how did you not know this? But he was clearly a lonely billionaire with a pet frog, Robin.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Robin with a frog.
Oh, with a frog. I just usually read 20 at a time, and eventually the mood will grab me. I've heard people say that.
Crazy.
What?
I've heard quite a
Reading
few
like
people.
20 books at once and
like
whatever
people will
stays.
just start a bunch
I
of
do
books.
that. I do that
But that's
by
how I am
accident.
in general. So it's usually I'll have the physical one, the audio one, and the ebook one.
Yeah.
And I'll start them all at the same time.
Yeah, I
I'll
do
get
that
to
too.
about maybe 15, 20%,
Mhm.
and then one of them will hook me. And whatever that is, I stay with it. Or I
do that
decide
too.
this is the one I stay with. It's like what I did with Red Rising.
Yeah.
I got to like 15% of Assistant to the Villain, and I was like, I like this. I want to savor it. Let me finish what I don't really want to savor too much with Red Rising at the time. And I got through all that, and then I
It
went
took
back.
me a really long time though to get into Assistant of the
It
Villain.
was slow at first.
And
I had no fucking idea what was going on for like the first 30 pages.
really?
It was a me
But
problem.
going back, jumping back into our old times, Erica loves being thrown in.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no,
love it.
it wasn't the book. It was me.
Oh,
Like
Okay.
I was reading it and
It
it was
just wasn't
like
retaining.
it was like dribbling out of my ear.
So
like,
the
I
first-
just-
Okay.
yeah, like I audiobooked it.
It
So,
started
like,
with
it was
a-
just like
wait, it started with a prologue, right? Was that the
yeah,
prologue?
of her like
So
sort of meeting him.
when she was like in the forest and we set this world up, I was actually really like, I was like, oh, I'm going to like this. I think I even mentioned it to you guys when I said, don't like the audiobook, which sucks because I think I'm going to like this story.
Yeah.
It turned into she's like the assistant and she's like doing the job. And I'm like, oh, fuck me.
You hate when it's
This
work.
shit sucks. I'm so fucking over it. And then you told me there's a twist that's going to be surprising. And I'm like, this is what I thought. My exact thing. I said, how am I going to care? I don't know any of these characters enough to care about this twist. And I was like, I got to keep listening to see if other things pop up. That's when like the dad starts coming into
and then
play.
when I said the
mom
spy.
starts coming, the spy. And then I'm like, all right, maybe there is something. Maybe her mom is still alive. My biggest fear, which I sent to you, was that the mom is still alive in a different realm, has a kid. The kid is the villain, and we get a Mortal Instrument fucking bullshit stepbrother.
no.
That's my biggest
No.
fear, which could still happen.
Why would it?
Because
no, the mom's definitely still alive in another realm
she's the knight at the end.
or the night.
Wait,
For sure.
what?
You don't think so?
Yeah.
There's a moment where the knight saves her and then
I
looks
think
her
the
in the
frog
eyes.
runs away.
I think the
Yeah,
frog is
that's her
something.
mom.
I think the frog is
The
something.
frog
too.
is something.
The frog
He's
is
a prince.
something.
He
Well, we
said
know
it.
that, but
I
I,
know,
think
but
he
I don't
has
know-
ties.
Someone has to kiss him.
See, I think he has ties with.
I think the frog has a vendetta against the king.
Yeah, me too.
The frog is
Love
definitely
the frog though. The frog's one
Or
of my favorites.
maybe the frog is the king.
No, King was in the book. King Benedict.
No, but like maybe
true
it's
king?
The true king.
Oh.
He's been cursed because he's the
Been
next in
cursed,
line.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought the villain turned him into the frog.
No,
You
he
sure?
already had him as the frog.
He already had him as the frog. He
I
stole.
thought-
He stole him
Let
as
us
the frog.
know, fact checkers. In
Did
the chat.
the villain turn that guy into the frog? Because I thought
I'm
that was
pretty
one
sure
of
he
his.
was already
oh,
a
she's
frog.
saying no. She's saying no. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I
Name
clearly
is Destiny Kingsley.
Kingsley is his name.
yes, Kingsley. So
Damn, Robin, you're so smart.
No, I still think that he's somebody. He's somebody.
okay.
Anyway,
So
But-
let's go to the top of the book, which, like I said, started where we set up the kingdom, whatever.
Yeah.
The big story about her, about the main character, Evie, was that her mom, when she was, so there's like a trauma that we don't know about until like towards the middle of the book. So her mom, what was it, like got power or something,
You
and
like
like
come
accidentally
into
killed.
your magic, and
Yeah.
your magic can take you over and destroy you, which like that checks out. That seems like legit. Like,
Yeah.
and she just couldn't like handle her magic. I
and
don't
she
think
killed her son.
I don't think that's the real. Like,
Do you think she killed her
situation.
son? Do you think she
No.
actually killed her son? I don't either.
No.
You think it's a trope?
I think it,
Of
yeah,
that
it's
he's-
always the fucking brother. It's always the dead brother comes back. Maybe the fucking brother's the fucking frog. I don't know.
Oh,
Could be.
But she's not
Different
of
name, though.
royalty.
yeah.
You really think it's just like everyone tells the truth all the time?
Yeah.
So,
Everything is just what
I
it is.
have an intrinsic issue of believing the good in the people.
Here's the thing that like kind of not pisses me off, but like I don't believe as much. So like I guess I can. Never mind. The mom kills, because now that I'm saying it, the mom kills the brother by accident, or so we're made to believe. He basically gets sucked
Griffin,
up.
right? I think his name was a Griffin.
It's like sucked up in a ball of light and like disappears. And then
she just decimates him.
and
Any off-page death that doesn't show fucking a
dead body.
a dead body beheading, they're still alive.
So the mom and the brother are gone, but the dad is what I struggle with the most, right? So he hates his wife for killing, but he knows that it was an accident.
But doesn't believe
I don't
it's an
know if
accident.
I am like totally sold on his like villain arc.
Same.
Because he turned so bad. Like I can understand him working for the king and like, but like the fact that he tried to kill his daughter with a bomb and then in the end it's just like, yep, I was gonna kill you. And like, I don't know that.
You are on the point that I made to Kate when I spoke to her about this.
But
Because
he was
she
always
was like,
bad.
Was he?
no, from the jump, he was a retired knight for the king,
No,
right?
he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. He never retired.
From the jump, she said he's retired.
I know, but he never retired.
We were told as readers that he retired.
But he did not
He did not,
retire.
but we were told by the reporter he retired.
But
Yeah.
that's not his real arc.
I don't get his arc then.
His real arc was not a retired.
Why does he have kids in a
Dude,
family that he loves and
You know what I mean, though?
No, I know you're saying about him himself, but what we were told throughout the book is that he retired. He's a sweet man with a very bad illness.
Yeah.
So that's all we know. We weren't given any other context clues of him being
Which I think
bad.
that's why it was a good twist.
I don't think it was a good enough twist.
I
This is why
agree.
I gave it a 4.5. It's honestly like a 4.35 if I'm being really stingy
it was a
about
little
it.
obvious.
I
too.
thought it was a little off.
You're a fucking
It didn't make
liar.
sense to me. I don't think he
told you
had
3 hours
enough as a
before.
character to tell me that he was going to be our bad guy. We have to have some context clues.
Yeah.
I think the
Somehow.
fact that she was so concerned about him not letting her be his assistant because she was the dad, like, because he had previously worked for the king.
I
That's just a
lost you
general
halfway
thing.
through that whole sentence.
It's a general thing from the jump.
I lost
She's
you in that
working for the-
sentence. I'm sorry.
So
Like,
Evie was
she was
concerned
like-
with telling her father that she worked for the villain because her father had worked for the king.
Well, no, and then in the inverse too, she was like the villain.
But he's also the
he'll,
villain.
Like, want me to work for him? 'Cause
No,
my
she
dad
told
worked for
him
the king.
chapter 1.
No, I know she did, but that was a concern for her.
But he's the villain. Like, you don't want to tell your parents you're working for a villain regardless. And
No, I'm just saying that was the only thing that I
They're not
could.
saying anything.
I'm sorry. That was the only thing that I could deduct. That was like a mediocre yellow flag.
But like, why was he so bad though? Like, he's so bad. Like, he was willing to kill his own daughter.
Because he was always not a good guy.
Really? But his wife was like I don't know. We're made to
we're
believe he
only
has his
getting the
family.
color. We're only getting the color of what was painted, which he's always been a bad guy.
I just wish we got more hints of that then throughout, that he was always a bad guy.
I mean, the fact that he basically was like, what's his face, Archeron.
I could tell you when I
Daddy
decided.
Archeron.
Let me tell you when I
Like,
decided
just
it
didn't
was
fucking
him.
do anything.
Go for it.
When she brought the villain to her house, like when he came with her, and the daughter was like, yeah, he's out drinking with his friends, like he's feeling
That was
better.
a little weird, yeah.
I was like, this whole time we're made to believe he's so sick that he can't move.
When he asked her for money, that's when I was like, that's weird.
and it
That
was
was
so
the one crumb I was like,
convenient. It was
weird,
so
Dad.
convenient that he wasn't going to meet the villain face to face. And I said, okay, the dad is out there doing secret. And she kept mentioning, she was like, he's not around much anymore. I'm just going to believe.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess there were
And then-
crumbs there.
and
I
then
think
the
it was
note
just
being in her bedroom.
I think it was so not on your radar.
yeah, I guess you know
it
what?
wasn't until that
They
moment.
threw us off. They threw us off with
Yeah,
everybody else.
there was a red herring of Tatiana or like,
I didn't care about them.
Blade. Like there was all these red herrings kind of like sprinkled around.
Yeah.
And then they got tied up and then you're like, oh wait, like once it was like Tatiana's the only one that didn't have
Wasn't there.
What's it called?
Alibi.
Alibi. I was like, who the fuck is it then? Like I was
Yeah.
like, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
No fucking idea.
For me, when he got brought up at the last, I was like, wait, what? How? And
This
then
is-
now you're saying it. Yeah, it makes
This
sense.
is what I wanted it to be. And if I challenge
I wanted
any
it to
of
be the
you,
frog.
I challenge any of you to go back and read this book with this outcome in your mind. It's very interesting because I had it in my mind the whole time that Evie herself was the true villain trying to take him down. And when you read it with that in your mind, I'm not kidding, it works so well because she's like there's moments where she tried to stop him from like talking to somebody, and it's because of her past with that person, like the guy that like did the sword thing. It almost seemed like too convenient that she had a past with people that would help him solve the crime, and she would like stop him in moments. And then there was like moments where she was getting close to him, but there was never a moment where she was just like, I'm falling for him or whatever. Like she kind of kept her distance in a way. And I was listening to the book thinking that Evie was the killer. And the whole time I was like, oh my God, this works really well. And then in the end, when it wasn't her, I was a little disappointed.
Okay.
I was like, it'd be so sick if she ended up being the villain and like, yay, women. And I wanted the killer to be I wanted the traitor to be a woman because they kept saying it was a man. They were so convinced. And I was like, please let it be a woman. Let it be her mom. Let it be her.
I don't know.
Robin said part of that was debut author syndrome. Do you think the way it all laid out, you mean, or?
Oh, like his arc, yeah.
Yeah, and then Denise
wait, this is her debut?
I believe it's a debut.
This is her first.
This like blew up on TikTok, if I'm correct, right? It was like on TikTok. She basically, from what Kate has told me, her marketing is almost like Light Lark's marketing in a way, but hers was cuter. So she pretends that she's like she pretends she's Evie, and she's acting out the scenes.
Fun.
Yeah, she does it in a great way. I saw one thing that Kate sent me, and it was the scene of like the barroom when she's pretending that the villain is her boyfriend to her ex.
Oh, fun!
Which again, trope I like. So. I was already biased towards it, but she acts it out in the TikTok, and it's actually really cute, and her personality comes out so well.
I love that. That's unique and different. And I know people will say like so cringy, but like when you're doing things that are like different and fun like that, I think you deserve.
That's how she blew up initially
awesome.
because of that.
So I follow a lot of people on TikTok that I don't necessarily agree with their opinion, even 90% of the time. But I like to hear other people's opinions because I think it helps sway me, whatever, keep me open and honest. But this person did not like Fourth Wing, did not like Iron Flame, and very critical of like Entangled Publishing basically as a whole.
Okay.
And read Assistant to the Villain and basically tore it to shreds. Basically said that like the line editing was terrible and this, that, and the other thing, and the book was bad, and it like just everything about this book was terrible to this person. And I think it brought me down another rabbit hole of thought process of like, I don't want to say not for her or not for them,
not
or,
for them,
or whatever. But like, I do think that there are two reader camps where you just fucking are on vibes and you're just enjoying it. And like, you can look past what I might look past and what you might look past might be different things.
Yes.
But we can look past
certain things.
Errors, things that maybe, whatever, this, that, and the other thing. And then I think there's a reader camp that like enjoys like critiquing, disabling, criticizing all of these things of like, structures of sentences and
like analytical approach
to like writing. And I think it's really unfair to do that to some of these types of books.
I agree with you to an extent.
Like I think that like having that lens on a book like this, just it to me, it's like watching Riverdale or fucking Vampire Diaries, and talking about it like it was the
Godfather
Chernobyl and like Godfather, and you know what I mean? Like it's just like it's just weird to me that you would put a lens on it, like in the way that you would if you're trying to watch something. Like that's I talk about the intersectionality of media all the time. That like. I don't understand why book readers put the same like critical lens on everything, but we don't do that with television. We don't do that with any other type of media whatsoever.
Yeah.
You don't do that with music. You don't do that with.
I mean, you do. There's theory. There's like music theory,
still do it.
TV. Like, yeah.
But we don't see it mainstream enough.
You don't see people doing that.
You're just not in that space though.
Yeah, it's just not part of her little TikTok thing.
It's not for you.
But I do watch a lot of TV and movie critics on TikTok, and I don't see them critiquing Riverdale.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't see them
go. They're not watching it.
I don't see them watching The Bachelor and being like, this editing was not good.
That's true.
Nobody fucking does that.
Yeah.
But yet they do it with books that are trash. It's the same fucking thing. It is the same fucking thing. Some of these books are the equivalent to watching The Bad Girls Club.
I think it still comes back to the elitism thing about reading.
I just like I'm getting angry about it right now. Like
let's
no,
read
but
it.
like it and then if you try to say this online, like if I ever like made a video being like saying what I just said right here, the
floodgates.
Oh my god, I would get like eaten alive by like bugs. But this is circle back.
Here we go.
Their opinions aren't very valuable. Like you don't even know what you're fucking talking about.
Okay.
let
Maria, keep going.
me read these. So,
You're right,
Denise, I
though.
think we'll get more backstory about the book in book 2. And yes, him asking for the money made me think there was more to the father. Agreed. Once he was like, "Hey, give me some money. I'm gonna give my friend some drinks." I'm like, "Why, sir?"
Yeah.
Because
I didn't like
someone
that.
who's been struggling that much wouldn't be willy-nilly with the money. 1,000%. Stormy, I haven't even read this one, but by the time I do, all the spoilers so greedily absorbed today, I will be gone tomorrow. That's so nice to
I'm
have that.
so happy to hear that.
God, I wish I had that.
It's not just me.
Sarah said she started making videos of what being an assistant to the villain would be like, and then eventually decided to make it into a book.
Oh. That's pretty
that's
cool,
actually
How
actually.
it started.
Robin said, "Isn't cringy super cute? Critiquing is very different from criticizing," and I totally agree. Though half the grammar criticism is not actually factual, which is very annoying. Also,
Oh.
grammar is different between countries. There are some ways that things are created and sectioned out in different countries.
Also,
different.
it's very interesting when you read a book versus listen to a book because you don't notice.
Yeah, I would have never picked up on
I would
that.
I would never notice if they flip back and forth from like
Past and present.
past and present tense.
Yep. Stormy, yes, I try not to tear books apart because I read it in the moment and I read for an in the moment type vibe.
Yeah.
I want to get lost in it. I don't want to question grammatical errors. I'm the same way. This book doesn't take itself seriously and it's meant to be fun. 1,000%. It's very campy. If you are going into it just to rip it to shreds, why are you even reading it? 1,000%, Sarah. Damn. Say it louder.
But I think people enjoy tearing things apart.
I have a question.
Wow.
And you all might be able to answer it, or you two probably can too. But the ex-boyfriend part of things, when his name's Rick, right?
I think it was Rick.
It was Rick. Did she say, I definitely heard this wrong, or else y'all would have brought it up. Did she say that it was her mother's brother?
No.
I swear to God, I don't know where I heard her say, I swear to God, she said my mother's brother. And I was like, that's her uncle. Okay, thank you. Good.
Never happened.
I just wanted to make sure. I don't know why.
I don't know what you're listening
I
to.
remember where I
can
was
hold
and
this
everything.
again.
I was at Big
I know
Y.
it's your little comfort thing, so I took it from you.
I was at Big Y and I was in the parking lot and I swear I heard it.
Yeah, no, I liked reading it on my ebook on my Kindle because I tried listening to it and I didn't like her inflections at all. She did okay when it came to like character voices.
Yeah,
She
that
did
was
all
fine.
right.
It was just the inflection.
But
That's all.
everything in between, the inflection felt like somebody who was like testing to be a newscaster
Or
and I just
asking a
didn't-
question.
I just didn't like how it sounded.
She also sounded exactly like Cindy from YouTube. Like there was some
Cindy
moments.
yeah.
There was some lines that she said where I was like, Cindy?
Oh.
It was weird. But when you put it on 2 times speed, it's not as bad. And like nothing against the narrator herself. Like her voice is fine. It was just the inflection.
Just the way she decided to read it was just not the way for me.
I think I would have been better off reading that book. Like genuinely.
Yeah,
I didn't mind that. Like I didn't even flinch.
What did you
on the
listen
audio
on?
Kindle.
2 times? Did you listen on 2 times speed?
Honestly, felt that it sounded too teenagey
ignores
for
you.
what the book was about, Denise.
I think a lot of the
What is it? What did you say?
the lines were a
Too
little cheesy.
teenagey.
Some lines were more
I agree.
cheesy than others.
I agree.
Some lines landed perfectly for me. Some lines I was like, okay, all right. Like at the moments where she was with her sister, Lissa,
Yeah.
and they had like a sisterly bonding moment, and like they rolled down laughing, and I'm like, it wasn't that funny.
I agree with the teenage vibe. Like it gave me like younger.
It gave young adult type of
Also,
things.
we talked about the trope, a book within a book. I hate when books mention other books. Like, I don't like that she brought up romance books because I think in a romance book, when you talk about romance books, it feels like a cop out to like be like, oh, this is like how I read it in my. I'm like, okay, just talk about the romance without bringing up books. Like, I don't know. I hate that
don't think that's what
character.
it was.
I
as
don't
bad.
like that either.
That
but I
happens
don't
in
like it
quite
either.
a few of these books.
It does happen a lot.
It's very self-inserty is what I feel like it is.
Like,
when
why
it comes
are
to
you?
authors.
Why is this so meta? I hate it.
I don't like it either. I don't like it either. It's
There's
like,
something about it that makes me think that it's just like I think it gives me the vibe of like this isn't creative. Like
Yeah,
nobody would fucking say this in real life.
To me,
Thank you.
it's the new Lisa Beth I didn't know I was holding.
Oh, I released the breath. Yeah.
Because all these books are doing it. It's like, oh, I read, the dirty books. I read smutty books.
Which I don't really
And that's
understand.
become like the thing.
I don't know
people
anybody
say.
that does like it.
Robin says, but I talk about romance in my real life.
Yeah, but you didn't say it like that. Like, oh, in my romance books, this is what happens. You do?
Not to somebody who doesn't read romance.
Robin, you read like
But they
300 books a
use
year.
it as a vice, though, for the romance.
Yeah,
like
they
use
as a
it.
plot device. It's what it is. It's like, oh, this is the one bed trope.
Yeah, like they're almost like using it as a way of how she feels about romance between her and the villain based on the romance. I don't know. I don't.
Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh God.
Yeah. Somebody said, speaking of 2x speed, have y'all used the assisted? This is Stormy. Have y'all used the assistive reader and Kindle app?
I have. It's not the best because it's just the
one
Alexa
page,
voice.
right?
Said she has to stick it at 2.6 to make it sound normal.
Yeah, it's
But
the
isn't
Alexa
it just
voice.
one page at a time?
No, you can have her read your books for you.
Really?
Yeah, it's happened before.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I've had it happen, but again, it's Alexa's voice, and so the inflections are not the right. She's not acting for you.
Oh,
I'm sure with AI they'll probably get that better,
which
so they can
sucks.
stop.
better not.
So they can stop paying.
They better not do that.
They will. They already
narrators.
are.
I mean, they're gonna.
They
They're
are
gonna.
in video. Like you can write a whole script and put it into. However, this
Adobe.
AI company that we've used in the past is paying. They pay the
Artist to do it.
artist to say all this stuff so that, and then they get royalties like music,
As they should.
Which I think
It's
that's
like
fine.
using a stock library.
It just like saves them time from having to go into the studio and record it.
I want to do a little PSA right now.
Okay.
Okay. Little PSA, if you are somebody who uses any of the Adobe suite, please make sure to not upgrade your Adobe.
I just did.
Really?
Yeah,
She's gonna have to for work.
I just did. Why?
Oh, well, I mean,
The AI.
you probably have a
They have security
Clause.
things for them.
Oh yeah.
you probably have a different business relationship.
Go
with
on.
but anyways, the like Adobe suite basically is like forcing you into like AI, into like submitting all of your work into AI.
Really?
And yeah, they're basically it's like going into the cloud of their AI.
I
and
thought they were
feeding
getting
their AI.
sued for
So
that.
there is
Yeah.
a countersuit because basically everyone was like, all right, well then we won't upgrade to the new Adobe, and then Adobe was like, okay, well we're gonna sue you if you don't upgrade.
I thought they were getting sued.
No, well now they are. So they threatened to sue everyone who wouldn't all their customers who wouldn't.
Is this real?
I swear to fucking God. And now they're coming after them because they're like, you can't do that.
I gotta look into that.
The FTC was
but
like,
that-
you can't do
that-
that.
You
How
and the
was it?
fucking FTC. Are you in bed with the FTC?
Yeah.
Are you actually
Yeah.
part of the FTC?
A secret agent.
It's not a secret anymore.
Anyways, so there's a lot online right now. I know if you're not on TikTok, whatever, but there are a lot of options for like if you use Photoshop or if you use InDesign or Premiere or any of these like different editing platforms for different things. There are options out there that are not uploading your stuff into AI. So
Thank you so much, Erica, for the
Love the
PSA.
derailment of this podcast.
just a FYI, look into your
FYI,
contracts.
the FCC is coming for you.
Well, some of your clients, it might impact your NDAs on your if you have.
That's the
if you have
problem with these
clients.
things.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Actually, Microsoft
use Avid at work,
Microsoft
so.
is having the same thing. Wait, PSA number 2, Microsoft, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Windows 11 is going to basically take a screenshot of what you're doing every 3 seconds.
Every 3 seconds.
and send it to the cloud.
How are we
They
getting
do that for
away
their
with
own
this?
employees because they don't want their employees to work from home anymore.
Okay, moving on.
Sorry, that was my PSA.
Can
for
we
this.
do final thoughts on
We didn't even
assistant?
go through all of the plot at all.
We did.
That's okay.
Didn't? What did we miss?
The spy. The spy's her dad.
Her spy's her dad.
There was a lot going on with Tatiana and the villain's like sister and the
A lot of
brother.
siblings came out the
I
woodwork.
liked the sister and the brother.
sister and the
loved
brother
all the
were-
characters. I'm gonna say it right now. I love the frog.
Yeah.
These little when
The
he was
signs.
I
when
liked
he was the sign that
Becky.
said help.
Yeah, that was cute.
Becky.
Becky. Okay, Becky
which
and
one was
Evie's
Becky?
relationship.
Oh, yeah.
was
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
I
They
loved
just-
their like
Like
fighting.
a love hate.
Yeah.
So what I really liked was how you like kind of knew the villain the whole time, like had a huge crush on Evie.
Oh, he fell first so fast.
He was. I liked his character.
I loved
Usually,
him.
I don't like. Like he wasn't really grumpy though. Like he was and he wasn't.
But he wasn't with her.
He wasn't an asshole to her. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
was
had.
just-
He has a cause.
he has to be a villain.
Yeah.
So he like plays it, but he's like not really in his
How
heart.
would you cast?
I cast it in my head already.
Did you? I'm so
Yes.
curious how you see the villain.
So it's just from I can't remember the line exactly what it was, and you guys are not going to know him. So do you mind if I go into your Safari? Is that okay?
Go to
Google Chrome. Sorry. Okay, you're not
Safari's the devil.
I only
That's
use
what I
Safari.
use. So
What? In terms of
you guys are not
Here we
gonna.
go.
This is not gonna work for you like it works for me.
Oh no,
But-
Malfoy.
a lot of sites
But-
are not compatible with Safari.
In
just so
my
you know.
head,
In my head,
it was Fernando Colunga, which is one of my favorite telenovela actors from like the 90s and the early 2000s. This is Fernando Colunga.
Okay.
for those on camera,
That's a deep cut, ladies
Uh-huh.
and
This
gentlemen.
is me.
Okay.
It's just
That
me
is
for those of you
a
here.
deep cut.
Oh, Robin's got one.
Fernando Colunga. I thank you. You got it. You get me. You get me, my little Latina. So I don't know what it is, but he just does it for me. And so in the villain sense, I thought of him in one of the roles he
I can't
played.
see it though. He's very
as a
dark and
villain.
brooding. Yeah,
I like him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he got a chokehold
I can
on me.
see that.
And then
you got another
for Evie, because I've been rewatching Xena, it's Xena, but make Gabrielle's personality.
Okay, I can
Dark
see that.
hair, very bright blue eyes.
I can see
but
that.
Gabrielle's like
Yeah,
golden retriever.
I can see
Energy.
that. I can see that. I can see that.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I don't hate that.
Thank you. That's my
I
thing.
didn't have any, but like I feel like
Becky-
the entire internet is gonna say
Becky for me was Emily Blunt from
I love her.
Devil Wears Prada. That specific character.
Okay.
Okay.
I see everybody being like, the villain is Henry Cavill, the fucking
Every
usual.
time.
I feel like that's who they would cast too, because it's literally tall, handsome, and dark eyes.
Tell us in the
and-
chat who did you guys want as the villain for those of you who have read it.
I
don't
If
know.
you had any in your head. If not,
That's
it's
a,
fine.
It's a good question,
Where is
though. I
this
don't know that I have any. Man, when I try to think about what I pick, because I do picture people in my head, and I'm just like, do I even give them a real?
You just probably don't think of them as actual people first. You know,
Kinda
I was
wild.
thinking Dario Naharis from Game of Thrones, but
He
this
can
one-
work. I like him.
First actor.
Is that Jon Snow?
Was
Is
it the first actor? Was him?
yeah.
that
okay,
Jon
second-
Snow?
okay.
Jon Snow?
No, not just no. He
Oh.
was
Because I could see Jon Snow, actor. Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
Kit Harington. Is that his name?
Kit Harington. He's a sexy motherfucker.
he's too.
But can he play a
short.
villain?
Yes.
He's too
I don't
short.
He's short?
He's like 5'8", maybe.
Give him some stilts.
Tall enough for me. 5'4", baby.
Just give him some stilts.
Oh no, not him. He's the second guy.
Who did you see, Erica?
Oh, maybe that one.
maybe that one.
Yeah, that
see?
one works. That one works.
I could
He
see
was
that.
Dario, the second Dario.
Fair
Why
enough.
is there a line?
It's what keeps it level. It's the new level thing on the
Dario
15.
Naharis from the
Hold on,
second
I will
one.
get there.
Who do you see for Evie?
Oh yes, Robin.
I think
Book
I
from,
was.
Once Upon a Time.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Very
Yes.
good
Yes.
choice.
Sold. That's the one.
I loved him.
Who do you see for Evie?
I was thinking, what's her face? Who played Alice
Who
in
played
Twilight?
Oh God.
Ashley
her
Green.
name.
Ashley Green. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley Green.
Green.
Yep.
Is that her last name? I can see that. All right. Let's do our overall thoughts on the book because I want to hear what the ratings.
4.5 is what I gave. Well, I gave it
Go
a
back
4.
to the chat. I want to see what everybody.
fuck, I forgot
Everybody,
about that.
drop your rating for this book in the chat. Because I'm curious
Now we
if.
can say chat.
Well, I'm curious
Wow.
if anybody gave it like a really low rating. I don't know.
I saw that Robin gave it a 4.25.
Oh, the
On
guy
Storygraph?
who played the Darkling. Oh, what's his face?
What's his name? I forgot his name. I'm not good with actor names.
Okay.
All right, go.
3.5 from Denise. Not read yet from Serena.
Oh, sorry.
Alexis 3. Shelly 4. I liked it but did not adore it.
Ben Barnes. Thank
Ben
you,
Barnes,
Robin.
yeah. Sarah 4.5. Stormy, it's always a 3 until it's not.
Okay, that's a great way of going into it. Robin 4.25.
4.25.
Yeah, I saw Robin's on Storygraph. That's the only reason why I know.
I gave it I put 4 stars on Goodreads, but I was thinking like a 3.8. I just didn't want to give it a 3 and then it's
Yeah.
closer.
So the reel I said for the next episode of what would be Bride
Yeah.
is closer to a 3 than it is to a 4.
Yeah.
Or to a 5. That's where we're at. I feel like this is closer to a 3 something than it is to a 5 for me. So it's a 4 right now.
I'm surprised I liked it as much as I did because I was, I don't know, a quarter of the way through and said I was going to hate it.
I
and
had
then,
a lot of moments
There
where I
was, like-
laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
fun.
There was a couple moments that I just I would have written differently, and that gave me the 4 rating.
Okay.
Also, vibes. When you're listening to an audiobook, I think you do associate it also with the things that you're doing. So like I've been trying to get up and go for a walk in the morning. It's been really hot, so it hasn't been great. But like I'm at the track, like I'm by myself, I'm in my own peace, and I'm like walking around a track, and I have the audiobook playing, and like feeling the sun on my skin, like hearing like, or just like being outside put me in like the best mood in the world, and it made me enjoy the story so much more that like now when I think about the story, I associate it to being like I want to be in the sun and like be outside listening to a book. So I do think like what you're doing versus like I was doing the dishes and like now I associate this book with like doing chores. So I do think like that has something to do with it.
I think that sounds great for you.
Why did it sound so judgy?
Every now and then, you know?
Robin. That's why I like Storygraph better for ratings. Stormy, 3 for me is like I didn't love it, didn't hate it. Yeah.
What'd you give it? I don't even know what you gave it.
I said it's a 4 for me because there was like just like little things that I was like, I probably wouldn't have written it like that, or like, I didn't love that, or like
there's some moments where just not the best,
Yeah,
but some
they were
moments where I
just-
was like,
If
so
this is
into
a
it.
debut book,
but I
like we
liked
said,
the book.
for a debut book, like this is very good for.
I think it's a great concept for a debut.
yeah.
I think it's fresh.
I
It's
hate
different.
I hate cliffhangers.
Okay.
So
It wasn't
automatic.
even that big of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, you just know
Explain the cliffhanger.
she's
to
going
me.
to save him.
Yeah. What was
There is
the-
no.
It
there's-
wasn't like she was hanging on the edge and like about to die, and like the book cut
He's
off.
about to die.
So
Oh, that's right. I
how
forgot.
did-
I forgot about that.
Do you feel like Crescent City, right? It ended in a way where you know it's going to be a book 2.
That's a cliffhanger.
Did you hate that?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
It's the first time I've heard of you.
I
talking
forgot
about
that
it.
he got like trapped in the end.
He's got taken by the.
I
by the
totally
king.
I was
forgot about that.
excited for the 3rd book because of the cliffhanger. I thought it was a brilliant, like, just because I hate it doesn't mean I don't respect it.
Gotcha. All right. In this case, you just didn't like it at all.
I didn't like it, and I don't want it. I don't know what I
What's
wanted
gonna
out
get
of
you
this.
excited to read book 2 if
it's not a cliffhanger.
I don't know.
cliffhanger?
I just don't fucking like them.
Okay.
That's
I don't mind
random.
I think I would rather. No, that's not true.
If it ended all
no.
happy and like content, like you, I feel like
That's a standalone then. It's
yeah,
not a series.
I feel like I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't be.
I don't like waiting for books.
There needs to be something on the rise.
That's
different.
Just life.
I know.
It'll pass by so fast. A month's gonna go by so quick. And you just wanna
That's
roll,
the
pick it up
crazy.
right away.
That's the crazy part. Where's my second arc, bitch?
Wow. You're the one that we talked shit about in the fucking topic episode.
I don't want to ask you for a book for an
Oh
arc.
my god.
kidding.
All right,
It would sit on my fucking
It's gonna sit
bureau.
on the shelf for 6 months.
That's what
Let's
I mean.
wrap this up. I'm done with fucking art.
All I was saying,
done
I
with
feel
villains.
like I like this book a lot. I think I would do well in this book. Like I feel like I would be Evie, being the assistant to the villain, and be like, "Hey, let's make sure this is all organized before you go and pillage the."
Yeah.
the town."
I think my final thought is like I'm just still flabbergasted that this was a fantasy. Like I don't know why.
And on that note, thank you so much for joining
Everything
us.
about it. Make
Whether-
sure you subscribe
Shut
to
the
our
fuck
YouTube.
up.
No, stop
Shut
it.
the
Stop
fuck
it.
up. Thank you for being here, whether you're here on Zoom, whether you're watching on our YouTube that you could subscribe to if you want to, whether you are on our Instagram watching all of Erica's reels, who hasn't been making that many lately.
She's been busy.
I get it.
All of that screams
See, like
fantasy.
this all to me just screams like, but like medieval core.
I was in the middle of wrapping up.
I know. Finish.
Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.